Let's kick it off with some breaking news from Puerto Rico. After weeks of protests over corruption and leaked text messages, Governor Ricardo Rosselló is expected to resign from office. Yeah, he's going out. Now, he said he doesn't want to do it, and he's reportedly devastated and crying tears over the situation. Luckily, President Trump threw him some boxes of Kleenex to dry his eyes. And while Puerto Rico is saying goodbye to its leader, Great Britain is welcoming a new one.
Breaking news overseas, Boris Johnson officially becoming the British Prime Minister today, replacing Theresa May.
I have just been to see Her Majesty the Queen, who has invited me to form a government, and I have accepted.
This photo shows Johnson meeting the Queen at Buckingham Palace to formally take power.
Oh, man, I feel bad for the Queen, right? Once upon a time, she was appointing people like Winston Churchill. And now she spends all her time meeting with blonde-haired Shreks. It's like, she must be like, aren't you America's president? It's like, no, ma'am, I'm a different weird-looking man. And you know she's got no left to give, right? Because she didn't even bother taking off her purse. Like, she looks like she's making a Brexit of her own, like she's off to do something else. Sorry, I can't chit-chat. I'm off to watch John Wick 3. Best of luck. And I don't blame her for not caring, because remember, this is her 14th prime minister. Her 14th, yeah. And the second one in the past 3 years. So you know she's over it. The Queen is like a mom who's sick of meeting her kids' new boyfriends. You know, she's like, oh, another one, great. Is this a real deal now, or just another buddy? In other news, if you've ever gotten food delivered to your house using an app, you've probably tipped the person for not spitting in your food. But now it turns out that your tip might have been going to someone else.
Now, it's no surprise when you have food delivered, it costs more because of the delivery fees and, of course, the tip. But more people are bringing attention to what happens to those tips.
Some companies like DoorDash and Amazon Flex could take that tip and make it part of the driver's minimum pay. Here's how that works. Drivers are guaranteed a minimum per order, say $10. Well, the customer tips $3. In some cases, instead of the driver making $13, they still only made $10 because the tip went toward their minimum payment. The delivery service now only has to pay the other $7. It's called tipped wage.
Okay, that's just shitty, man. Yeah, it turns out some delivery apps have been taking the tips that we give and then counting it against the delivery person's salary, which is trash, right? People already don't earn a lot. You think the tips would help, and then they count it. It shouldn't count towards their salary. Like, they're completely separate things. It's like how birthday sex shouldn't count as normal sex, yeah? That's a separate system. That's what I told my wife. When she said, oh, we already had sex this week, then I was like, no, that was birthday sex. Look at the spreadsheets. I'm joking, I don't have a wife because she left me because I kept a spreadsheet of our sex. But this is just another reminder that America has the weirdest rules about tipping. Like, I don't know how American rules of tipping work. Like, you're supposed to tip barbers, you're supposed to tip waiters, cab drivers, but then when you try and tip a police officer, apparently that's an illegal bribe. Finally, some news from Australia. Because the island is isolated, it's one of the hardest countries to smuggle drugs into. But if there's one thing El Chapo has taught us, it's that where there's a will, there's a way.
Criminals got very creative when trying to smuggle illegal drugs into Australia. Police announced yesterday they seized 15 snow globes containing liquid meth worth $1 million. The snow globes were x-rayed after the contraband arrived from Canada. They tested positive for the addictive and dangerous substance.
There's meth in snow globes? Damn, Grandma, I didn't know you partied so hard.